It's a weekly show about pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of rAVe TV. It's Wednesday. It's 9 a.m. Eastern, so you know the drill. Gary, you're still muted.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Steph. Can you hear her?
I can hear her.
Okay, good. As long as you can hear.
What if
Maybe
you
it's
just
me.
learned to tune me out after all these years?
Next time I'm on Gary, we should talk earlier and just act like we can't hear her.
I know. That's a good idea. Can't hear you, Steph. Still can't hear you. Have you seen like these? I don't know if you've seen these Instagram accounts where they're kind of making fun of their grandparents by doing crazy things. Like it started with, and I'm sure this has been going for years, but of course I'm old, so I just noticed. But with the bring a gift to the family, Christmas party, and the first one I saw is the grandma, like everyone is opening their gifts, right?
And it's
But it's
everything
all
from the
stuff
grandma's
from her house.
Yeah.
and it takes like 15 gifts for her to realize that it's stuff from her house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Have you seen
and I mean, it's crazy stuff. The one I saw yesterday is her telling Alexa to wake her up at a specific time, and Alexa just has random stuff that it says back to her, and it's just, it's funny. It's the whole thing about technology, right? I mean,
Yeah.
tech doesn't always work perfectly, and you just you have to have a sense of humor about it, right?
That's true.
Absolutely.
I've seen another one at a grandma's house where it's like a big family party, and slowly all of the family goes and hides in the bathroom and like waits until she notices that like everyone is
Everyone's gone to
gone,
the bathroom.
and she doesn't notice until there are like 20 people.
And they're all sitting in the bathroom. I think I'm gonna do the gift exchange thing with my parents next
That would
year.
actually be so funny. I don't know if my Meemaw would notice if I did that to her. She has
Yeah.
so much stuff. Like, grandparents just have a lot of stuff. They have a
Yeah.
lot of trinkets about. And so, like, I don't know if she would be like, oh my God, I love it if I wrapped up stuff that she already had and just gave it to her.
Did you see that Instagram where the lady's like, "Oh, I have one just like that." She
Yeah.
goes,
she
and the next one,
Yeah.
that looks just like the one I have.
I know exactly where to put this.
Yeah, and she's like, "It's right over there."
Yes. And then another one when everyone like slowly leaves and comes back and they're all wearing articles of the grandma's
Yeah,
clothing.
yes, that's a good one.
And
That's
she
another one that I
eventually
saw
just like
too.
puts it all together when she like
Standing around
lifts
the
it
kitchen
up.
wearing pieces of her clothing
So
from
yeah,
her
just
suitcase.
make fun of the elderly, you guys. It's
I know.
awesome.
Hey, hang
Oh
on.
my
We're Gary and I are getting awfully close to that, so we should
know,
not
we
make
are
fun
making fun of
of the
ourselves.
elderly.
We're allowed to do that.
Whatever, you guys are like 45.
This is not ageism.
I'll take that.
You guys
All
are
right.
45.
Well, look, I'll let you guys.
a long time
I'll
ago.
let you guys go and do rAVe TV today.
Okay.
As you know, we every once in a while we do a end user focused show with Tim Albright of AV Nation. We have a partnership with them. We do a lot of stuff with them, including we did a live tour for the third time at a big trade show at ISE earlier this month, and it went really, really well. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys will talk about that. But y'all have a great show.
Yeah,
right.
awesome. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Well, Tim, do you want to talk about the French people?
Do I want to talk? Part of me wants to do a French accent, but I can't.
No, like whenever I do it, I sound like Pepe Le Pew,
Yeah. And Pepe's somewhat problematic now.
Right.
So the French government announced that they are done with American technology. They're just out. They're see you later. Peace out.
Yeah.
And what they said was Emmanuel Macron made this announcement. He said 2.5 million French civil servants. So that he's not saying that you and I love that picture, by the way.
Sure takes me out every time. Why does he look like that?
I don't know. I don't know. But he's like, no French government employees
Right.
are going to use Zoom. They're not going to use Teams. They're not going to use any sort of
Yes.
U.S. based technology. The first question is, of course, well, what are they going to use, right? Vizio is the answer, which, there's 200 and some odd video conferencing platforms out there they could choose from. Obviously, the top two is Zoom and Teams. They claim it's because of security, right? And
Yes.
you got to give them credence on that, but there's got to be something underlying there when it comes to geopolitical stuff.
Well, yes, there's a trade war
Yeah.
afoot. And also like Trump said he's gonna take Greenland. And I don't think the European countries really liked that. Shocker. So I think in part it's kind of like, well, y'all are doing a lot of crazy stuff over there. We're gonna stop using your
Yeah.
stuff. Which like, do I necessarily blame any country that's like kind of done with us? No, no. But I think that drawing the line at Teams and Zoom is a little weird. Like, I don't know, pick something else. Like, pick
Yeah.
something more important than that. I don't know. I think that Teams and Zoom, like Teams, isn't Teams is like whole thing, like kind of being like more secure. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why a lot of
100%.
enterprise
Yeah.
companies
Yeah,
use it.
that's the idea behind MDEP. That's the idea behind their certification process.
Yeah.
You and I both talked to several manufacturers, and the difference is drastic between Team certification and Zoom certification.
Yeah.
It's a long process that includes giving your first child up, and all that
Yeah.
jazz. So
Blood
yeah,
type,
yeah, blood type,
everything.
DNA samples, stuff like
Right.
that. When it comes to, obviously, 2.5 million French, government workers, they've got to make that switch over from a technology standpoint. There's a handful of things that'll be different, but not many, because most manufacturers, they default to a Teams type certification. They default to making sure that their stuff is used or usable inside Teams. However, you could take that same infrastructure and those connections
Hmm.
and port that over to either a BYOB, BYOM, bring your own meeting type situation. So it's not going to impact them, the workers, that much, I don't think.
Right. Yeah. Well, also, like the EU is really regulatory about digital platforms
Yeah.
and tech through the Digital Services Act, and so I think there's some contention there as well with the U.S. because they don't. I don't want we don't want them to do that for whatever reason. So,
Right.
it's a lot of politics. We'll see what happens. Honestly, I don't think this is gonna last.
Well, and the really quickly, the French government is not the only one doing this
No,
specifically.
the EU.
Yeah, the EU in general, they're looking at more open source platforms. When this is Tim's own personal vendetta against Google Meet because I hate it. The one thing that's interesting is they did not mention Google Meet, probably because nobody uses it. So,
Okay,
and I
well,
say
I mean,
nobody
schools do.
at school. Yeah,
But that's literally the only people I know who use Google Meet is anyone who works
there
in
are
this.
a couple of companies that I deal with that use it, and
Hmm.
it's always frustrating when I'm like, oh, it's a Google Meet link.
That's how I
Okay.
used to feel about WebEx before WebEx like really, really improved in the past few years. And now I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, this is a whole new platform. I love
it's a
this. Here's that.
whole new experience.
Yeah. So, and WebEx is also very secure. They also didn't mention WebEx, probably because like it's only used by like really like corporate enterprise like users, like the two main ones are for sure Zoom and Teams.
Yeah, and they didn't outlaw it, right? They're
No.
just saying, hey, if the government's spending money on it, we're not going to use that, right?
Yeah.
If you're a private corporation, knock yourself out, right?
Right. So we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Okay, so we both covered this. This is VizRT's new campus stadium production bundle, and
Yep.
it's for U.S. schools. And these are what they are is VizRT's set of live production packages, and they are designed to help schools and colleges in the U.S. produce broadcast level sports coverage. So it's got an integrated workflow and it's got live switching, replay, graphics using like the same tools that professional broadcasters like actually use. And each package is built around VizRT's TriCaster production switcher and includes like ready to use templates to make those student-led productions a little bit easier. I think it's really cool that they did this because it's going to kind of train students on the same kind of stuff they're going to be using the rest of their lives if they're interested in going into sports broadcasting.
Well, and it also leans a little bit on the old Apple model of if you get a piece of software into a student's hands early enough and they standardize on it and they know it and they're used to it, when they go out into the workforce, they're going, hey, I know VizRT, I know TriCaster,
That's a good point.
and they'll, the decision makers, will say, oh, that's cool. Let's standardize on that. So that's a little bit of that as well.
That's a really good point. Also, LG has updated Express Install for Microsoft Teams Rooms, and this is all to streamline hybrid deployment. So it's a bundled solution. It's supposed to convert existing meeting spaces into hybrid environments, and it's supposed to do that really in a really simplified, standardized way. So the bundle comes with a 4K display, a video bar, and a stand, and it's made to be the single solution intended for those really small, those huddle rooms, those small meeting rooms. And it's made to be able to do really quickly. LG says this is supposed to be able to be completed in like 60 minutes. So
And as as a big push is going on for return to office, stuff like this is going to be very, very helpful for the
yeah,
IT and the AV departments. They go, oh, hey, we now need this space to be, a small huddle room or a small
yeah.
meeting room.
Because not everyone is going to spend like the thousands and thousands of dollars like upgrading the
No,
meeting room. Although like, that's the standard way to do it. I just don't, especially if our room is being used in a lot of different ways, I don't see companies investing as much as they used to
no,
at the
absolutely.
beginning of COVID to like do this. So this is one I got off your site. Absen announces this group buying promotion for one of their models. Tim, what's going on? What tell us about
Well, they're putting together this thing. It's running up until April 30th.
it?
The
Yes.
program allows rental and staging companies to purchase panels from a single production batch. That part's important, right? Because that means that the color scheming will be the same
Yep.
because it's coming from the same batch, consistent color and stuff like that. And it allows up to 2,000 square meters of panels that are available under this coordinated buying initiative. Now, a couple things. They're trying to get more and more into the rental and staging business. Epson is. They've already got a decent sized foothold. But from a price point and a simplicity standpoint of deploying these things, especially in a rental and staging environment, this is a huge step for Epson and to help out those rental and staging companies.
That's fair. Okay. Very cool. In other news, PPDS has added some new enhancements to the Philips Wave remote display management platform. They announced this at ISE, and it's got some new configuration tools, power scheduling features, and also some security notifications that are for those AVIT teams managing those very large display fleets, making that a little bit easier. Of course, this is a cloud-based platform designed to manage this technology. This was probably the biggest trend that I saw at ISC. Everybody and their sister and their brother and their cousin and their dog all had a new cloud-based platform to manage their technology.
And I'm going to steal a quote that you said on my show. Everybody's had platforms and none of them talk to each other.
Yeah. None of them talk to each other. So enjoy that, you guys, having 87,000 apps and none of them work together. It's awesome. But I'm very glad that companies like Excite are out there trying to help that,
Yep.
that saw that as a problem and made a solution for that. So if you don't know what Excite is, I feel like Gary and I talk about them a lot because we are both big fans of them and what they do. But their whole thing is pulling these companies into their ecosystem, giving you one pane of glass and making those apps talk to each other and essentially opening up those APIs, yeah,
Yeah.
and making them chat. So I think that they're doing good work and they have a lot of partners. Like they started
A
out and
ton
didn't
of
have
partners.
many, and a lot of people have signed up.
Yeah. And I think that part right there is really, really important because yes, you can build a platform that brings all these folks together. But if you don't have the partners allowing you into those
Yeah.
APIs and helping you with maybe I think enhanced API is the wrong word, but it's the best one I've got right now.
Right.
You know, connections and controls that you may not have in a normal API. That absolutely helps that platform, and quite frankly helps the end users because you're right. Back to BPDS, you don't want 50,000 tabs open on your
No.
browser.
And why, like, as an AV person, as an IT person, you want all your technology to talk to each other. That's like pretty integral to
Yeah.
what you do. And our producer Emily messaged us, and she made a good point too that Excite is also a big proponent of the Open AV Cloud initiative, which is encouraging companies to join it and open up their APIs to allow their products to all talk to each other. And
Yeah.
they've got a lot of members as well, like big members like Sony and Shure, Legrand, and a bunch of others are continuing to join. So it's exciting to watch like companies actually do this because we are into very walled gardens here
Well,
in our
th-
industry.
and we have been for a very long time.
Yeah.
And as somebody who used to be a technology manager and dealt with those walled gardens, it is a very exciting time because
Oh,
again, 20 years
exciting.
ago, you couldn't, right? You
Yeah.
just couldn't get there.
Yeah.
And now folks have finally come around to that idea.
Yeah, well, it's nice that like a company is making something that people ask for. Like, like I think it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes companies just come out with stuff because they like it or whatever. But this is like literally a solution that has come out because people begged, they're like, help, we need someone to help us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Speaking of companies that help us, we are very lucky to have three amazing sponsors here at rAVe TV. First one is pretty new, just joined us this year. ViewSonic. We have a brand new video that we are going to roll all on their pre-configured all-in-one LED. So check this out. Tim and I will be right back. All right. So you, I think, are going to this, which is exciting. So at ISE, Avixa announced this new event.
Yep.
It's called Infocom Edge It's an experiential AV event, and it's in Dubai this year at the end of October.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And it's basically this 2-day experiential event, and it's supposed to showcase Pro AV through these live, very immersive environments. So it seems really cool. I would love to go for that, but I I don't know if I can. Hey Gary, let me go to Dubai.
I need to pick up some chocolate.
Right.
So here's the thing about Dubai and the UAE and that entire Middle East sector. There is
Yeah.
a ton of, like, we're talking billions and billions of dollars of construction happening
Yep.
right now through a number of different initiatives, a number of different really, really unique construction projects. There are a couple of folks that I know in the region, both in Dubai and in UAE. That economy and that market is absolutely booming, not just for construction, but also certainly for technology and AV. So it's very, very smart for Avixa to do this. Last year, GITEX, which is one of the bigger trade shows that happen globally,
Mm-hmm.
200,000 people generally,
Damn.
happened in October this year. That didn't happen until December. So
Yeah.
it's good idea for Avixa to get ahead of that event even.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a really, really good area and really smart for them to do this.
That's awesome. I really do hope you go. I would love for you. You'll just have to cover it for the both of us,
Okay,
which will
I
be
can do that.
great. So, I mean, because experiential stuff, that's so fun to like look at anyway. That's like a lot of the bells and whistles, like the exciting stuff that people like, like outsider people who are not in our industry, like that's what they think I'm talking about when I go to different trade shows. And that's definitely there. But I'm like, I'm also just looking at like matrix switchers and encoders and decoders, things that make awesome things happen, but like it's not all flashy. Like I
No,
think a
it's
lot
not.
of people assume.
There's nothing exciting about a black box.
No, yeah, it's exciting what it can do, but when you just look at one and put it and just hold it, that's a box.
Yep.
So, HP has expanded the hybrid work portfolio with some new Poly audio and video products, HP Poly, at ISC 2026. So we've got it was kind of a lot of stuff that they announced at the show. We've got the HP Poly Mission series, which are some new corded USB headsets. People are always going to ask for a corded headset, I think a lot of them are cordless now, connected via Bluetooth, but not everyone wants that. So we've got those for hybrid work. There are 3 different models. Some of them have dual noise canceling. And then also they announced the Poly Video OS 5.0, which is basically a big platform update that is built entirely on Android 13. And this adds some new improvements, like for long-term performance, some camera framing, AI noise blocking, multi-microphone audio mixing, y'all know the drill. And then they kind of highlighted some updates to BYOD in terms of a new HP Poly Studio V12 video bar and pairing it with a G6 dock. And a few other things. So they also, of course, at the show had this dual demonstration with Google. So it was HP Dimension with Google Beam. This is an AI-powered 3D video communication system. It combines multi-camera capture, spatial audio, adaptive lighting, AI processing to kind of give this holographic meeting experience. Definitely like a one-to-one telepresence moment.
Yeah.
Very expensive, very luxurious. They had told me a few of their deployments were like high-end fashion houses so that one person in one of these meeting pods can show a like high-end bag or a pair of shoes and you can actually see like all of the details on it because it is a very 3D experience. I
Mhm.
did the demo and it kind of freaked me out because she reached out to me and I actually thought she was gonna like hit me. I was like, oh my God. And the audio does move with you. So she was kind of
Yep.
like leaning here and would say something and would lean and I would hear it based on the speaker that she was using. So it's definitely cool, but it's also definitely expensive. So
Yep. Yeah, and there's the audio part is what got me because
yeah,
it's
that's what got me too.
I have seen 3D for years,
Yeah.
both glasses as well as audio stereoscopic, and the audio part has never really matched the 3D video, right? And that immersive audio part really is what, to me, is what sucks you into the experience.
Absolutely. So if you have so much money and you want to install, which you have to do at least 2, of course, because
Yep.
you have to have another one for someone to join. So definitely consider this. I think it's really cool. And all of the versions that are like this that I've seen have been cool. They're just limiting to how deployable they are because they are essentially only one-to-one meetings, and it's expensive each time you want to put one of these somewhere. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is no one shut up about this the whole week of ISE. And yeah, Tim included, me included, Gary included, everyone on the show floor included. Tim and I both went to E4 directly after ISE, and they were talking about this there too. So Shure launched the IntelliMix Bar Pro, all-in-one video bar for enterprise meeting spaces. This is a big deal. And before you're like, but it's a video bar. Okay.
But it's a video bar.
But it's a video bar. But it's a video bar by Shure. This video bar talks to all of Shure's other products. It's built on the IntelliMix portfolio, and it is so scalable. It works with all of their other devices perfectly. If you're already a Shure person and you need a video front of room solution, what are you going to choose?
This thing.
Right.
Because,
And not to mention, it has 4 cameras,
yes, 4K cameras.
2 in the center, 1 on either side. It is really easy to change the settings on it. You can change it to frame people individually or be the big front of room. It has some AI capability in terms of who is framed, who is the main person talking at any one time. It's got a 135-degree field of view. So it is really cool. It is a good video bar, but the thing about it is that it's a Shure video bar. So people already know and love and trust Shure. So they're going to know and love and trust this as their video bar of choice if they're already a Shure customer.
Yeah,
So.
I said this, I don't know when, but I had a conversation with one of our Shure folks Friday of the show. And the statement I said is, I hate the fact that I like this bar.
Right. No, like,
Because it's a freaking video bar.
yeah, y'all got me acting embarrassing in talking up a video bar
A video bar.
in our year of the Lord 2026.
But it is good. That's the thing. It's like, oh my, I cannot believe that these words are coming out of my mouth. But it's
I
a
know.
really good video bar.
After talking smack about how many video bars on the
100%.
market, now I have
Yes.
egg on my face, and now I have to be like, well, sorry for doing that for 2 years.
Yep.
I actually really like this video bar.
Yeah.
So you know what? If anyone could do it, it's Shure.
And they did.
They made it. And speaking of our other sponsors, also Crestron. Crestron had 5 new products that they showed at ISE. Really, they have a new compute system, the Collab Compute for your meeting room, some new touch panels, the auto measure, which is essentially a little box that you can put in the room. You scan a QR code. It does a lot of the room measurement, audio fixing for you, which is really nice. It just takes this virtual scan of the room. So we have this video from our sponsor and partner, Crestron. So check it out. Thought about something random. What is the narrowest pixel pitch that you saw at ISE?
0.5?
0.5? Or no,
Yeah.
0.5. I
Yeah,
saw
0.5.
a 0.18 prototype. I forgot to tell you about that.
Can you say from who?
Daktronics.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And they had it, or at least one similar at Infocom, but they weren't really like talking about it because it's a prototype. It's really
Yeah.
small, it's encased in glass, and they brought it and did a video on it actually at ISE. And I titled the video the other day, and I was like, wait, hold on. We just were saying like, well, pixel pitches aren't, they're not going to get that more narrow, whatever.
Yeah. 1.8.
0.18, yeah.
I'm sorry, 0.18. Yeah. 0.18.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
That's insane. Like that
So,
at that point, I am not good at math, certainly not in my head. But at that point, that's like what, 4 feet off, 5 feet
mhm,
off? You could not tell the difference?
yeah.
Good night.
So, if you need a control room and you need to look at pixel on pixel in terms of how fine that is.
Yeah.
It's just a prototype, so I don't know if they've built anything, if it's shipping, but they've made it and it exists, which is crazy. So,
Yeah.
go check out that video on Rave Pubs if you want to
Okay.
learn a little bit more about that because that is insane. Yeah, after I was just thinking about like things I've said and then being proven wrong, and that was another one of them. I was like, well, they're not going to get that much more narrow, and then
Well, no, yeah. I mean, because I remember the first time we saw one that was under 1 millimeter, and I was like, oh my God,
yes,
this is
yes,
amazing.
I remember the first time I saw a point 0.7, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's crazy. And now we've got like point 0.6 is pretty normal standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, point 5. Now we have 0.18, which is pretty crazy. So
Good night.
yeah. So AVISPL, they launched this standard software as a service, baby. Everybody's got it. Pricing for Symphony platform at ISE. And so basically, this is its remote monitoring and management platform. And this is basically an updated pricing structure. It's, CapEx now, designed to align these platform features with customer needs from, early stage users to those very large organizations. And I think that the idea behind this is this model allows the customers to start with what they need and then scale over time.
Yeah, it
So,
allows Symphony to grow with the customer, right? So you're gonna, you have a small, medium business. As they grow into bigger and bigger and more needs, this is smart on ABISPL's part.
mhm.
They can grow with them instead of a one size fits all. If you can afford is groovy. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So there are 3 different tiers as of right now. So definitely check it out if that is something your organization uses or is interested in using. The story is on avbuyersclub.com. Okay, so Jabra also, everybody's coming out with like room solutions at
Yeah.
ISE. That's kind of like a lot of what we saw. They have an expandable Panicast room solution, and these are for mid-size and large meeting room spaces. So everyone knows the Panicast 50, and then they came out with the Panicast 40 VBS. And so these are now built to kind of scale with like a larger room. And so this is now the Panicast 55 VBS that with the Panicast speaker mic and then some multi-camera configurations that can kind of be expanded with your room if your room requirements change. Because again, we're very into flexible rooms right now. We change how we're using them all the time. So if that is something that you are doing and your organization is doing, this is a really good option because you can select an initial setup, but then you can definitely change that setup as the room needs change. So
Yeah.
I like that this is also not meant to be like a permanent fixed thing.
What I
So,
found about interesting is the fact that they partnered with Hudley for
oh
the
yes,
Hudley Crew Cam,
yes,
for the expandability, not for the normal video bar from the Panicast 50, the Jabra 50 VBS, but this for this 55, the ability to expand it
hmm,
includes those Hudley
this Headley
Crew
crew.
Cams, and then
Hmm.
it auto configures. It's like, okay, this is where I'm physically located in the space. Okay, I'm going to do this and this and this.
Which the Headley crew cameras are another couple, like those are my favorites. Those are really good cameras. Hudley makes a kick-ass camera. So
Yeah,
this is a really, really good move on their part because in terms of easy expanding, in terms of changing on the fly, Hudley's kind of the perfect partner for that. So
yeah.
yeah, check them out. Norwegian excellence. Shout out Hudley. Shout out Norway.
Norwegian, excellent. Okay, Norway, yeah. All right. Next up is Chiron. We're doing a couple of different broadcast stories here. Chiron has kind of they are merging their live web content along with their CG graphics, right, and bring that together with what they're calling Prime 5.3. A couple of things with this. Number one, it is another cloud platform. It's another cloud service. But Chiron has developed more and more. They're migrating from a traditional broadcast only solution into more of that corporate production, higher ed production as well. Especially with stuff like this, the interface is a whole lot easier than their previous product, their on-prem product, and that's what they're doing is they're leveraging their legacy technology and getting it more user friendly for the corporate and the education space.
Nice. All right. Last story, it's another collaboration story, shocker. This is from Promethean, and Promethean kind of debuted and showcased some workplace displays and software at ISE. So these are their built to last interactive displays. And basically they have long life hardware options. I'm pretty sure most people are watching have heard of the Active Panel 10 Premium. They also have the Active Panel LE, and a few integrated conferencing capabilities from MaxHub and DisplayNote, a couple of their partners that are kind of supporting one-touch connectivity for those in-person, those hybrid, those remote collaborations. So they were also highlighting the Active Suite software, which kind of is meant to provide a consistent user experience based on everything else that you're using. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that DisplayNote software is a huge jump for them because that is number one, it's ubiquitous. It's in a lot of products that you may not even realize. Yep. And so customers already have that experience. They're used to the interface. They're used to the technology.
Absolutely. So last thing we have for you is we also have a video on the Intellimix bar, and it's kind of a little bit of a product overview that Shore came out with a couple days ago. So check this out.
Every team deserves an extraordinary meeting experience, but sometimes obstacles get in the way. That's why we created the Intellimix Bar Pro. With powerful video performance for more clarity, and with AI camera framing that keeps everyone in focus, so no one's left out of the picture. Designed for IT, secure, cloud managed, simple. The bar that removes barriers.
Oh, you're muted.
It's a video bar.
It's a video bar, but it's Shore's video bar. So
I know.
Last thing I want to talk about, we have an upcoming launch and learn on February 26th on AI, data, and trust, and it's all on what AV must get right there. And this is what someone asked me to do, so you guys better register. It's on February 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern. And we talked about AI a lot in the past 2 years, past 3 years, I don't even know anymore. And someone in one of our last launch events was like, why haven't you ever talked about AI and ethics? Why haven't you ever talked about AI and trust? And I was like, okay, we'll talk about it then. So this is going to be like an hour long. So come on and come check it out. And then, also we have one with Zones coming up as well. And this is all on how Zones aligns AV innovation with IT standards, because Zones comes from the IT side, and they are definitely here and wanting to get more into the AV side. Had a huge booth at ISE, by the way. And this is all about, storefront to screen to you. So come and check it out. It's on February 24th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So we've got a couple of upcoming little events, little content for you people to join. So go and register so that I didn't do all this work for nothing.
Keep Steph company.
Please. All right. Ted, thank you for doing this today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It was fun.
This is fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been another episode of rAVe TV. I'll be back with Gary next week, and we will have a couple of guests joining us as well. So look forward to that. See you guys next Wednesday.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary.